All right, well, I think I'm my biggest losers in the 2022 draft. I'm going to go with Justin Fields. I know we talked about him a little while ago, but yeah, I do look at it. In a free agency, they didn't do much to help him out a whole lot. This was not an offense that we looked at to go, oh my gosh, they're so incredibly talented. They lost Allen Robinson in free agency. Darnell Mooney, I think, is the best receiver on the team right now. And the draft really don't address or do anything there other than Velus Jones, who's a good slot number 3 type receiver. But like we talked about earlier, I just don't see the vision there behind Justin Fields and what they're going to do or the support system here as of yet.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to get in the weeds with any teams or picks because we don't know what they're going to be. It's very easy to say Baker Mayfield. He was a huge loser this weekend because his best opportunity to go somewhere else and thrive went bye-bye when the Panthers and the Browns couldn't work out a deal. They weren't even close enough for Baker to say, yeah, I'll trim off a little bit of my salary to make this happen. The window closed. The Panthers go out and draft Matt Corral, and that's it. That's it. But who knows what's going to happen now? I really do think Baker Mayfield has to get accustomed to the idea that he's not going anywhere, that he may be with Cleveland into the season. Salary's guaranteed already. They may keep him into the season, hold him right up to the trade deadline, Chris.
Yeah, and they might. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll just drag this out as long as possible to kind of see if they can get an inkling with the Deshaun Watson thing like we've talked about. Yeah, I don't know. All right, my next one, I'm gonna along the same lines there. Debo Samuel. I'm gonna go with Debo Samuel because again, I think this was the weekend for a chance for it to happen. And it didn't even sound like it was even close to happening. I guess that's where I kind of look at it, to where it doesn't seem like any conversation between any team and the 49ers even got anywhere to the point where the 49ers were considering it. If he did want to get traded, yeah, he's going to have to wait. And he's going to have to probably wait to talk to John Lynch and Shanahan again and all of that. But he's in a tough spot. He is, like we've discussed a lot leading up to the draft. It's a hard time of the year now for teams and assets to trade for this guy, money allotted. The 49ers going to go, damn, we want something that helps us now, but wait, the draft just happened, so now we're going to have to get picks from next year's draft. I think there's a lot of moving parts there, and I don't think, Debo will benefit from it ultimately.
And look, I agree with you. And Pete asked, is it really that bad for him to be there? Well, he wants out, so apparently, yes.
That's what I mean.
There's dysfunction there that needs to be undone some way, somehow.
Right.
I'm going to go with the Titans generally because, look, this is a team that had been a bedrock of stability in the AFC, the number 1 seed. And, yes, it didn't go well in the playoffs, but, hey, when you throw 3 interceptions and still almost win the game, it could have gone a lot worse. They just seem like they're in this weird transition now. They add Malik Willis in round 3. That sends a shot across the bow at Ryan Tannehill, and I think it puts a cap on how long he's going to be there. And the whole idea that you trade A.J. Brown in year 4 of his contract, you scratch the lottery ticket, it's a winner, and you don't enjoy the proceeds of the winning ticket, you trade it in, and you bring in another receiver, and you put a bunch of extra pressure on Treylon Burks to be A.J. Brown. Hey, Treylon Burks, go be A.J. Brown. Well, you just could have kept A.J. Brown. I feel like, I don't want to say they're losing their way, but they don't feel like that pinnacle of stability and we got a plan and it's all working. It's just like all of a sudden I feel like they're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I hear you there. They're definitely taking a risk, and maybe that's why Mike Vrabel was shaking his head after that and doing that, going like, man, he looked like it was one of those like, ooh, I can't believe we just did that and trade that guy for that guy. Whoa, okay, I'm a good team guy, but whoa. I mean, that's what it seemed like.
All right, winners yesterday, losers today, biggest losers from the 2022 draft. Chris, round 3, you're up.
Well, all right. I think I'm kind of down to Lamar Jackson a little because it wasn't great that he lost Hollywood Brown. And I also think it's like we discussed, it's kind of a look of core receivers that have options don't really want to go play there. That's not what they want to do. Hollywood Brown, see ya. Sammy Watkins was there last year. I think that's how they're going to have to do it. It's going to be those type of players. Veteran guy, sign them. But I'm going to go with Ryan Tannehill. I know you just did the Titans. At least Lamar, they got him tight ends and a big tackle. Ryan Tannehill, I do think is kind of a loser this weekend because he's in a tough spot. You kind of alluded to it a little bit. You lose your receiver, the best receiver, unproven commodity. Robert Woods is your other receiver coming off an ACL injury. And now you're playing quarterback. The bad press around your last game is still hovering over you and the franchise, and now you got Malik Willis breathing down your neck. Oh, man, if they don't get off to a good start or he's a little bumpy early on, Malik Willis talk is going to come up.
Even though you basically just took 2 picks in one.
I didn't really mean to. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I'm still taking Lamar Jackson.
Good.
Lamar Jackson was my pick.
Right. Good.
Because even though it's regarded as like the Ravens had this great draft, and they did this, and they did that, and they didn't draft any receivers, but the occasion didn't arise, but they've added a lot of great players. There's this perception that Hollywood Brown didn't want to play with Lamar Jackson. It's nothing against Lamar personally. It's the system. Well, the system is Lamar, and it really makes you wonder, does this work? And that's what makes the A.J. Brown trade more compelling. The Eagles are trying not to be too one-dimensional. They're going to try to force their way to be balanced. That's what the Ravens need to do. They've been talking about it, Chris. Will they do it?
Yeah, I know. We'll see. But you're right. It's going to be an issue for the Ravens, and they're going to have to approach offensive football a different way.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.